Welcome back to Popo's Woodworks. And of course, before anybody comments, yes, this is like my national cold weather woodworking shirt because I'd rather tear this one up than any other. But anyway, I do change clothes. So anyhow, what I'm doing today is the wife's friend, she's a photographer and she's doing a photo shoot. Today is November the 12th and she needs these by November the 20th, I believe. But anyway, she wanted 3 Christmas trees for props, but she wants them rustic, wants them looking rough. So, of course, they found this. I think they found the picture on Pinterest, which Pinterest is the devil. For you guys that are handyman or do whatever, ban your wife from Pinterest because the workload that they get off of that website that come like mine, that comes to me, holy smokes. But that's a story in itself. Anyhow, so let me grab this. I couldn't find pallets, which normally you find them everywhere, but when I'm in a pinch, I couldn't find any. So I was thinking, what could I do to get some wood that looks rough? And it hit me. Home Depot sells fence pickets. And pretty much like, here's the top of it. And you see I've already been cutting. But look how cruddy that thing right there looks. See it in the light? I mean, it's ugly and it's rough. So I figured that's close as I'm gonna get to a pallet and having that rustic look. So I'm not gonna sand this stuff down. But basically, she wants 3 trees, three different type of cuts. The first one, I've already got it already cut out. The first one is just 45s on each end. It's pretty simple. But I'm gonna take y'all along and show y'all this because I figured, you know, it's not your normal video, but there may be somebody out there, some woman or something that would like these to sit up inside the house during Christmas, you know, next month, December, or sit out in the yard because I mean, it's a cedar. I mean, it's not cedar, but it's a fence post, so it can sit in the weather. It ain't gonna hurt. But anyhow, this is more of a craft video. We're gonna say it that way. So I'm gonna show y'all how I'm gonna make these trees short and simple, to the point, and get them done. And I'm gonna take you along with me. I'm gonna stop talking and start working. So here's what I got laid out so far. This is my first one. And I think these boards are like 5 1/4 inches wide, give or take a few. But anyway, as you can see, I just went ahead and marked it to get to 45. And the easiest way to do it is the scrap piece that I had left over. All right, that was the scrap piece. I cut a 45 on that, which in turn is going to be the top of the tree. So then I took this, lined it up and drew my line, flipped it over, lined it up and drew my line, and did this all the way down until I got all my lines marked. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these over to the table saw and cut 45s. Now, to break up the pattern, because in that picture they showed me, it was fat boards and skinny boards. So I think what I'm gonna do is get my table saw out and maybe rip 2 of them down the center just to make them skinny. But anyhow, let me get to cutting. So this is what it looks like after you get all the 45s. So it looks like a tree, yeah. But so that's a start. And the more I look at it, I actually like this one being all fat. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna rip one of them in half. I'm gonna leave it just as is. And then what I will do is take one of my extra boards and I'm gonna rip one and run it all the way up the center. That way I can glue it and tack it with brads, and that'll be the post, tree trunk, whichever you want to call it. So now let me get my other boards out and figure out the patterns I'm going to do on those. Alright, so what I'm doing to get the sizes, how they go down, is I started with the first one, which I did before I realized I was going to do a video, and I measured out, let me make sure what that is. My first piece I started at 28 inches. And so what I did is I measured out here 28 inches and then I cut it. Then when I went to the next piece, I made it 2 inches shorter, cut it. Then when I went to the next piece, I made it 2.5 inches shorter, cut it. Then the next piece was 3 inches, and I just kept dropping 2.5 inches pretty much, which it ain't gotta be perfect, but I just kept dropping at least 2 inches or 2.5 inches every time I cut my next piece. So with that said, this one is cut the same, but it's put together different. So with this one, I want this tree to be the exact same size as the one I just cut. So to make sure that I get it like that, I'm gonna line every piece up like this one. This is the bottom, and I'm gonna make a mark. And then I'm gonna cut it. And then I'll take the next piece in line, make a mark and cut it until I get everything that I need. But anyway, let me go ahead and get these things cut, and we'll get to putting them together here shortly. Oh, I got one more tree to do, and then we'll put them together. This is roughly what the second tree is going to look like. I'm still tinkering with it, but basically what I did is when I cut the boards, I cut two of them exactly the same size all the way down. So these are the same size, these are, and so on. And then went back and cut all the 45s and just flipped them to where the 45s meet in the center. So that's that one. I think the top is too fat. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and rip it down, because it just sticks out like a sore thumb. But let's do that real quick and see what it looks like. All right, so there's the top. I think that makes it look a little bit better. At least it's even, where you go skinny, fat, skinny, fat, skinny, fat. But anyhow, now I'm going to go ahead and cut down the lumber for the last tree. Here's the third tree, and it's a little bit shorter, so that way they're not all completely the same width and height and all that. All right, so now I've got those two trees over there, and then this one. Now I'm gonna get the rest. I hope I got enough. I got 2 fence pickets left, so I'm hoping that's gonna be enough to rip them in half and make the stand that it's got to sit on. Now I'm gonna put the tree together, and I scrunched it all up, more or less trying to eyeball it. And I went ahead and measured this one and found center. That's the only one I care about. The rest of it, I'm gonna eyeball it. And I'm gonna take this straight edge that I ripped down, and I'm gonna put that at the peak right here and draw me a line. And that right there looks, it's kind of throws you off because of all the cuts, but it wouldn't be rustic if it was perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and lay this on the back, and I'm gonna get some glue and turn my air compressor on, get my brad gun, and that's how we're gonna attach them. We're just gonna shoot them on there, just like that. But anyway, I'm doing the little tree, the skinnies, I'm doing it 3 foot tall. And then the second tree with the big planks, I'm gonna do 4 foot tall. And then the big tree with the most planks, I'm gonna do that one at 5 feet tall. So let me go ahead and get the air compressor going and let that thing fill up. All right, what I'm doing now is I'm just coming down the line, measuring, getting the exact distance. And like this one, from the center of the post is 9 5/8. And then I'll come over here, and I'm at 10 3/8. So I'm gonna move it. I found the top and the bottom, went ahead and shot those so it doesn't move the whole thing. All right, so now I'm at 10 and 10. All right, so once I get it even, I draw me a pencil mark. Now, like I said, these are already shot, so I'm gonna lift these up, come through and just throw a bunch of glue, because it ain't, like I said, it ain't gotta be pretty. All right, now I'm gonna line it up on my pencil marks, then come back with the brads and shoot it. All right, so now I've already done one. Now I just got this one done, and I'm gonna do the big one next, and then we got to worry about doing the feet so it actually sit up on the ground. All right, on this crazy looking tree, I'm just gonna eyeball it. That's the wonderful thing about Rustic, is it don't have to be perfect, and I like that for a change. So anyhow, all I did was just eyeballed the gaps. I put them together and eyeballed each gap to make sure all the gaps is about the same. And then this one, I cut the leg down to 5 feet. So what I'll do is line this up the best I can. I'm gonna line it up at the top and try to get it centered down here at the bottom. Then I'm gonna draw a line on both sides so I know where to squirt my glue, and then come back and do like I did last time and shoot it with the brads. All right, now I cut the legs down, which I did the small tree, smaller legs, and got bigger with the legs for the bigger trees. So this is gonna be pretty simple. So what I'm gonna do, let me get my line for the glue. I'm gonna put glue on it. Helps if you open it. I'll put some glue on here, like so. Get my gun close by, and then set that down and tack it. All right, now I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing. Now, what I'm gonna do, probably easier if I turn this up on end. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on end and put glue down in here. I don't know if that's gonna show up on camera or not. Hey Kylie,
Yeah.
come over and make sure this is on the camera so they can see what I'm doing. You be my camera girl.
Okay. You want me to lift it or something?
If you have to. All right. Then I'm going to tack it on that one. All right, so once that dries, there's your Christmas tree base. I don't know if she's shaky or not, but anyway. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this exact same thing for the rest of them, and then I'll show you what it look like done. All right, guys, so here's what the trees look like finished. Like I said, this one is 3 foot tall, this one is 4 foot tall, and then this one is 5 foot tall. But get a little close up. And then this weird looking one that they wanted right here. But, well, that's it. I mean, it ain't really too bad, because I think it's $10 worth of fence post. And like I said, I bought 10 boards, and it literally, it did every one of them. So I had the exact amount. I got lucky. Which you could probably make the feet smaller, but I don't know where she's going to do her photo shoot. So if the ground is going to be really uneven, I'd rather have a big base. I can always cut them off shorter later, but it's hard to add the wood to it. So right now, we're going to leave them big, and depending on where she's going to set it, if I have to, I'll take a handsaw and just chop them off. But that's what they look like. And if you look real close, you can see the buck hiding behind the pine trees. Okay. That's my joke. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this project, or craft, whichever you want to call it. But like I said, it's kind of an odd thing, you know, to do, but people decorate all the time. So, I mean, it's, maybe somebody will get something out of this. If you don't, then you don't have to watch it. But anyway, there it is. Anyhow, like I always say, thank y'all for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, like it, notification bell if you want to see all my videos as I put them out. I go through spurts, as you may know. It may be a month or so that I don't get a chance to do any of them. When I actually can get out here in the shop, I'll do maybe 4 or 5 projects within a 3-day stretch, and then I go ahead and just upload them. I don't wait. I go ahead and upload them. But anyhow, I'm gonna try to get some more put out. I got a kitchen table I got to build before Christmas. Kind of dreading that one. But anyhow, thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, Until next time.